Torch Song features the debut of Firefly to the new Batman adventures. It has a few great action set pieces, a solid story, and some cool new weapons on both sides of the fight. Pop star sensation Cassidy is performing at a concert in Gotham City. Among the attendees are Barbara Gordon, Bruce Wayne, and his date Shannon. Before the show, Cassidy has an argument with an ex-boyfriend named Garfield Linz. Linz just so happens to be the pyrotechnics technician at her live performances and doesn't take it well when Cassidy won't reconcile with him. He gets angry enough to the point where the pop star tells her manager, Frank, to kick him off the tour after that evening's show. This makes Linz's temper burn even hotter as he takes his position at the effects controls. As Cassidy's first song begins, the jealous ex turns up the heat, literally. He tries to kill the star by burning her alive as the crowd frantically rushes out of the venue. Unable to enter the flames from the front of the stage, Bruce stands helpless to save her. Just then, Batgirl arrives from the balcony and swings in to rescue the singer. With Linz now on the run, Cassidy is on high alert. She later receives a threatening letter, and her appearance at the Rock City Club is interrupted by a man in a flying armored suit and helmet. He brandishes a flame gun that sets the club ablaze as he goes after Cassidy. Already nearby, Batman and Batgirl join the fray. The masked man makes it apparent that he's really Garfield Linz, before revealing another moniker to the Dark Knight.
The name's Firefly.
Firefly is able to escape, leaving a new, dangerous villain with a vendetta on the loose. Kurt Gaeta was back directing another script by Rich Fogel. This pair worked well together on Sins of the Father and would team up again in 2 more new Batman adventures. They brought Firefly to life here in an exciting way. While his motivations for becoming a bad guy are nothing new, his suit, action scenes, and emphasis on fire became strong attributes that made this episode stand out. Firefly was first created in 1952 and would be reinvented a few times before coming to the small screen here. The DCAU version of the character popped up in one more TNBA installment and again in Justice League. In terms of live-action appearances, an iteration of Garfield Linz appeared in the Arrow series, and he was supposed to be played by Brendan Fraser in the HBO Max Batgirl movie before, that whole thing happened. I think this Firefly's best attributes were his suit and weapons. There's something almost Rocketeerish about his design that I really enjoyed. The flame gun is fine because he has to have one, but the fire sword is badass. I love that they gave it an almost flaming lightsaber sound effect too.
Sorry, gotta fly.
They kind of try to suggest that Cassidy was playing fast and loose with her romantic partners and didn't exactly help prevent Garfield's turn to the dark side.
We dated for a while. A couple of dinners, a concert. He just didn't know when it was over. That's why you gotta protect me. You're the only one who can. I'll make it worth your while.
But I mean, look at this guy's apartment. It was gonna happen anyway. Maybe what really made him snap was her irritating music. While this wasn't a particularly comedic episode, it had a great sense of humor that made me laugh out loud more than once.
Vincenzo, get some pictures. I'm gonna check the fridge.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence in there, Detective.
Shut up.
What are you doing tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
What?
Never mind.
Barbara finds an address of Linz's at police headquarters, and together with Batman, they investigate. However, the building is rigged to explode upon anyone flipping a light switch. The resulting blasts leave Batgirl injured. That same night, Cassidy is abducted by Firefly at one of her recording sessions and taken to the Mephisto Paint Company building. Batman knows where to look because of a matchbook he found at Linz's former residence. With Barbara hurt, Bruce has to go it alone, but not before Alfred suggests a change of attire.
Do you really want to go out in public like that? I was thinking of something a bit more durable.
At the paint factory, Firefly explains that he's developed a gel so flammable it can burn through nearly anything. He plans on filling the sewers of Gotham with it and igniting the city with a firebomb, taking Cassidy with him as they flee the destruction. When he starts to set this scheme in motion, Batman shows up, looking a little different.
Let her go.
The fire-resistant suit helps the Dark Knight battle Firefly more effectively, but the pyromaniac still lights the factory up. As the building explodes and begins to crumble, Batman saves Cassidy, finding a way out. Linz tries flying away, but is dragged back down to Earth by the Mephisto head on top of the flaming structure. He survives the fall and is taken into custody. Not long after this, Cassidy's manager is riding high on all the headlines generated by her ordeal. Frank wants to capitalize on the free press by naming her next tour after her fiery experience. But Cassidy is more scarred than she lets on, terrified by even the smallest flame. See this, Marvel fans? Mephisto was hiding in the new Batman adventures all along. He was hanging out in the same episode as Biff from Back to the Future, DJing at a club.
I'm Howlin' Jake, and we're gonna be partying all night long. Stay with me, babies, cause I got the hottest show in town.
Yep, that's Tony Zuko himself, Thomas F. Wilson. Good to hear his voice again. Batman's new armored suit was really the star of this climax. It looks great. You can see the beginnings of the Batman Beyond aesthetic in there with a few similar design aspects. In the same series, we also see Old Man Bruce don a more beefed up version of this getup too. Batman brought a new weapon to his fight with Firefly, a smoke gun that puts out the heel's flames. It bears a resemblance to Mr. Freeze's freeze gun from BTAS. I kind of wish they just went all the way with that. It would have been a fun story point to see Bruce repurpose some of Victor's old tech. Heck, maybe he did. The only small knock I'll mention in this episode is Firefly quickly jumping from revenge on Cassidy to burning all of Gotham down. It's a logical step for a villain like this to do, but maybe in his second appearance. I know he was going to use the destruction of the city as a cover to get away with Cassidy, but couldn't he have just flown away with her? Whatever. It's a nitpick. I really like this installment, and I think you'll find something to like in it too. Give it a watch or rewatch. This is a Firefly you'll want to see burn bright.